3 chapters, 4 chapters. Sorry. I'm gonna just do the main story. I'm ready to be done. I'm sorry, you guys. I always end up trying to take on things that might be too big for me to take on. But yeah, I want to beat both of them by the end of tomorrow now. Because I want to move on to other things. That's the new goal. So we're going to start with Chapter 9. We're going to see if we do Chapter 10 with one. But I do want to finish both of them and get the... I think we've done like most of the relevant sub-stories. If I look it up and then one of the other sub-stories was relevant. But yeah, I don't know. We're pretty strong in both games. We should be able to beat the main stories. And like I said, maybe later I'll come back and do streams that are just like side content for these games. But yeah, we're gonna run this a little quicker than we have been.
ほんまに風間の親父がそう言ったんか。
ああ。一体何が目的なんだ。事件に絡んでいることだけは間違いねえんだが。
どうした？まだ痛むのか？
いえ。兄貴、俺には何が何だかわからなくなってます。あのヒゲの男、どうして俺を助けてくれたんでしょうか。親父を撃ったやつなのに、どうして俺を。
力也、お前は一旦沖縄に帰れ。
え？
俺はこっちでまだやることがある。だがお前には今やるべきことがなくなったはずだ。
でも
いいから言うことを聞いてくれ。今はまだあの絵の男が俺たちの敵なのか味方なのかわからない。今は沖縄に帰って崎や朝顔の連中の面倒を見てやってほしい。わかったか？
はい。
69, did you guys see that?
何？白鵬会の会長が？おい桐生、どうも白鵬会の峰が直接お前に会いたいとここに来ているようなんだが。
まさかカムロ町の地下にこんな場所があったなんて驚きです。
それで俺に話とは？
ああ、すみません。実は今回のゴタゴタ、うちの組も少なからず影響していたので、その責任をと思いまして。
責任？
ええ。
なんだ。
これはどういうことだ？
そう桐生の野郎、絶対許さねえ。何すました顔しとんじゃ、大峰。なんとか言うたらどうなんじゃ、おこ
ら。兄貴、ここはうちの事務所ですよ。少しは気遣ってください。
社会者ボケ、 己がチンタラしとるから桐生のアホがうちに攻め込んできたやろが。
幹部会で言ったでしょ。別に俺は桐生さんに牙向けるつもりはない。あなたが喧嘩ふっかけるようなことするからこんなことになるんです。
はあ、己みたいな西洋かぶれの説教なんじゃ聞きたないんじゃぐら。
To do is playing lava over and shit.
おい、ミネ、己んとこの兵隊とかね、うちに回せや。それで俺が桐生の首取ったら、そうなったら俺が7代目や。お前も若頭ぐらいにしたら。
本当に状況の見えない人だ。
なんやと、もっぺん言うてみやくれ。
あなたが今壊したコレクション全部で10億は下りませんよ。
それがどないさ。己は金だけは腐るほど持っとるやろが。
金の問題じゃない。その価値がわからないことが問題なんですよ。
なんやと、成り上がりの分際で。
あなたに一つ言ってなかったことがあります。私こう見えても結構強いんですよ。
みね。
あんたとの縁もこれまでだ。俺は桐生さんに義理通してきます。ここで殺すな。これ以上部屋を汚したくない。
はい。
おい、みね。おい、みね。みね。
Deleted this.
神田のような男、必要以上に大きくしてしまったのは私です。手洗い方法を取りましたが、錦山組の一件、これでけじめとさせてください。私は今のうちに登場界の直系を集めて事態の収拾を図ります。浜崎に関しても白鵬会で行方を追っています。まあ探したところで見つからないでしょうけど。
奴の行き先に心当たりでもあるのか。
ええ、おそらく日本にはいないでしょうね。
どういうことだ。
ジャカ日本支部の総統だったラウ・カーロンが死んだ。当然中国のジャカ本部は黙っちゃいません。ラウと共に行動していた浜崎は彼らの手によって拘束されているに違いありません。浜崎以外の組員は横浜港から死体で上がったという話ですしね。
ジャカが。
どちらにしても白鵬会が手を出すまでもなく浜崎組は消滅するでしょう。私としては中国と戦争にならないようジャカ本部と早々に手打ちするつもりです。
そうか。
桐生さんは崩壊しかけた登場界にとって今一番必要な人です。くれぐれもお体にお気をつけて。それでは。
ミネ、お前はそういう教育をされたのか。
どういう意味ですか。
内輪の落とし前、大悟がそんな付け方を命令するかってことだ。
多分しないでしょう。
だったらお前。
だが命令する大悟さんはいない。この落とし前、私の判断、私のやり
Seen
方で
this.
す。それに桐生さん、
He's talking about himself in the third person for some reason.
こういう事態を招いた責任、あなたにもあるんじゃないですか。大悟さんに以前聞きましたよ。沖縄で養護施設を営んでらっしゃるんですって。のんきな人だ。自分が背負った立場が分かってない。ボランティアでもされている気分なんでしょうね。意味のないことを。偽善だ。
何？
とにかく私は私の判断でドライに行動します。やり方はどうであれ、私は大悟さんの意思を継いでいるつもりですよ。
峰、お前。
つまり私の行動の全ては登場界の未来のためにあるということです。大悟さんもそれで納得するはずです。そのためには阻害するものは全て排除します。たとえそれが身内であろうと。私には分かりません。どうして大悟さんがあなたみたいな人を大事にしているのか。
峰、お前何か見失ってるぜ。
何をです？
それは俺がいつか教えてやる。
あなたから教わることなんか何もありませんよ。
I'm starting to get why people liked Mine so much. Wow. That's amazing. First time I played this, like I said, I played these games really quickly, back to back. I don't remember Mine being that cool. I barely remembered Mine at all. But I guess one of the reasons why I was like, why do people like Mine so much? Oh, whether he gets his own game, what? I guess it makes a little more sense to me now. Didn't think Mine was the kind of guy to slaughter one of his own like that. Pretty fucking brutal. Wouldn't you say, Kiryu-chan? At least Konda's out of our hair and Hamazaki's probably fish bait by now. Meaning it's all over. Everyone who's trying to rub you and Daigo out of the picture is finished. Yeah. Well, not exactly. Hamazaki was a traitor, there's no question about that. And thanks to the snake flower, he and his family are no more, but that doesn't mean this is the end. There's still that man who looks like Kazuma. I doubt he would have put a bullet in Daigo just for the hell of it, meaning someone's probably giving him orders. That's the only explanation for him shooting Nakahara and stealing the land deed too. He can't be working alone. Hamazaki's the most obvious suspect since he was after control of both the resort and the Tojo clan. But if this Kazuma guy was working for Hamazaki, why would he go out of his way to save Kiryu and Rikiya? There's still a ton of question marks here. Kiryu, I'm gonna try to find out what happened to Hamazaki. Flores, do me a favor and look into Mine and the Hakuho clan while I'm gone. Mine? At this point, Tojo leadership's been practically decimated. Majima and Mine are the only two left standing. You implying I got a horse in this race? If I was, I sure wouldn't have said it to your face. Alright, I'll see what I can dig up on the Hakuho and that Kazuma look-alike. Speaking of Kazuma-san, his family is leaderless now that Kashiwagi-san is gone. Think you can step up in his place, Majima-san? Oh, and be careful, I'm sure some of the other families will try to take advantage of the power vacuum this creates. Sure, you got it, Kiryu-chan. Kiryu, let me know the second you learn anything. I will. Well, all that's left to do now is put this plan into action. We'll be in touch. Huh. Guess I got a date with the Kazuma family. First things first, I've got to make sure Rikiya gets back to Okinawa. The least I can do is see him to a taxi. Alright, Rikiya, it's time for you to go back. Yeah, come on, I'll take you over to a taxi. If we leave now, we should be able to get you on the next flight down. It's okay, Aniki. I can go on my own. Barely any time has passed since the Snake Flower Triad tried to murder you, Rikiya. You shouldn't be up by yourself, not yet. Yeah, I guess you're right. Let's go. Aniki!
待ってくださいよ
Matte kudasai yo!
兄貴
Aniki! Don't worry, Riki. As long as you run and keep up with me, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
Sometimes people talk too long. Is that Nishida? Shifty-eyed man. Oh, he's just a... seller of parts for weapons. The perfect shot staring me in the face. Yeah, whatever. Let's just... Rikia, this taxi will take you to the airport. Make sure you get on your flight, okay? Aniki, I'll be fine. Just make sure Nakahara and the kids are safe. After all, we still don't know who we're up against. It sounds like this whole thing is out of the Tojo clan's hands, at the very least. And with Nakahara still in the hospital, you're the only one those kids can rely on. Same goes for the Ryudo family. They're all counting on you, Rikia. Right, I won't let them down. Anyway, guess it's time for me to go. Try keeping yourself out of harm's way, okay, Aniki? Yeah, I'll be home soon.
桐生一馬だな。
そうだ。あんたは
防衛大臣のタミヤだ。
タミヤだと。
俺が沖縄の件で堂島大吾と関わりがあったということは知っているな。
ああ。1年前にあんたの秘書のトーマから聞いている。
そうか。だが堂島大吾が倒れた後、東上会内部にいる鈴木とつながっていた勢力が再び動き出してしまった。それで俺は急いで BMD 基地拡大法案を通さなければならなくなった。
どういうことだ。あんたが法案を通そうとしたからリゾート開発が再開したんじゃないのか。
想定外の敵が仕掛けてきやがったんだよ。それで俺も動かざるを得なくなったんだ。
それで一体俺に何の用なんだ。
あんたに頼みたいことがある。
リゾート開発を再び止め。
そうではない。だが
何を言ってるんだ。リゾートがなくなれば。
ことはそんなに単純じゃな。とにかくあんたがまだリゾートの土地買収を。
議事堂。
いや、ミレニアムタワー前。
いいだろう。
What's the scoop, Kiryu? Tate-san, I just got off the phone with Tamiya, the Minister of Defense. What? Why would he want to talk to you? I wish I knew. Either way, it looks like someone from the Tojo clan is still pulling the strings in all this. Tamiya also mentioned some kind of third party being involved. He asked me to come to the Diet Building and talk to him in person. I'm about to head over. To the Diet Building? How are you going to get there? He's sending a driver over. Apparently we're meeting in front of the Millennium Tower. Wait, Kiryu, take me with you. Are you sure? Of course I'm sure. So, want to meet up outside the Millennium Tower? And risk making Tamiya driver suspicious? Probably not a good idea. Let's head over there together, okay? Where are you now? At Serena. As always, I'll see you up front. This is probably the only good time in the game to use a taxi.
Kiryu.
What took you so long? Sorry, Date-san. I got here as fast as I could. Don't worry about it. Gotta say though, Tamiya ringing you up is a pretty unexpected development. Yeah, hopefully meeting him will clear some things up. Hope so. And don't forget that Tamiya is one of the biggest political figureheads in the country. Who knows what he could be planning? In other words, we should be ready for anything. You about good to go? Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. Great. Time to swing by the Millennium Tower. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Bum-bum-bum-bum-bum-bum. I push square instead of cross. I really like this guy's little bear sweater. Oh, yeah. Sounds pretty delicious, they says. Ah, you must be Cosmic Kiryu-sama. Yeah, and you're Tamiya's driver, right? Actually, his secretary. You can call me Higaki, sir. And you're from the media, yes? Yup, name's Date from the Keihin News. Used to hang my hat with the Force, though. That's how I know Kiryu. I'm sorry, sir, but I'm afraid I can't allow a reporter to... Now hold your horses. What we have here is a prominent government official arranging a private meeting with the ex-chairman of a major crime syndicate. If you don't let me come, I'll have to write an article based on that info alone. And who knows what kind of conclusions I could draw from that. But, sorry, but I think it's for the best if you let Date-san come with us. We promise he won't write about anything he hears today, right, Date-san? Yeah, sure. Very well then. Please get in the car when you're ready, sir. All right, let's go. Very well, sir. Just get in the car and we'll be on our way.
「思っていたより若いな。そっちは？
京浜新聞社の伊達だ。鈴木と登場会の癒着を追っていた。
あの有名な元刑事の分野か。お前らも一杯やるか？
いや。
お前、沖縄の例のリゾート予定地で養護施設をやってるんだってな。
ああ。
それが原因で堂島大吾も土地買収の話を断ったそうじゃないか。
何が言いたい？
お前とこの民谷隆三、互いに利害が一致してるってことだ。
どういうことだ？
お前はあのリゾート開発が止まればいいと思っている。
ああ、そうだ。
俺もあのリゾート開発が止まればいいと思っている。
なんだと？あんた何を言ってるんだ？
あのリゾートがなければあんたは基地拡大法案を通せないんじゃないのか？
そうだな。だがそれはもういいんだ。
もういい？なぜ？
簡単だ。あの法案、俺は初めから通す気がなかったからだ。
なんだと？
聞かせてくれ。沖縄の基地拡大とリゾート開発、その全てについて。
俺もお前たちに頼みたいことがある。何を聞きたいんだ？
What should I ask about? The purpose of the military expansion bill.
あんたの沖縄米軍基地拡大の本当の狙いってのは何なんだ？
俺の本当の狙い、それは世界で暗躍する組織の正体を暴き、その組織を潰すことだ。
利権絡みのマフィアか何かか？
そんな簡単なもんじゃない。俺が追いかけているのは通称ブラックマンデーと呼ばれている組織だ。
ブラックマンデー？
それってあの伝説の武器密輸組織のことじゃないのか？
さすがは分野だ。よく知ってるな。1987年、あの世界大恐慌の引き金になったニューヨーク株式市場の株価大暴落を裏で操っていたとさえ言われる武器商人アンドレ・リチャードソンを中心とした武器密輸集団、通称ブラックマンデー。俺はその正体を知るためにあの沖縄米軍基地拡大を仕掛けた。
ブラックマンデーの正体を知るためだと？どういうことだ？
知っての通り、基地拡大の最大の目的は日米で共同開発する BMD の配備だ。その開発の裏では超単位の金が動いている。設計図だけでもとてつもない価値を秘めているんだ。
とてつもない価値？
日本の最先端の技術とアメリカの兵器開発のノウハウの結晶。沖縄の基地拡大法案による新 BMD 配備は他のどの国が逆立ちしても売ることができない最強の防衛兵器の誕生を意味する。実現すれば中東を含めたアジア一帯の国々は今後十数年日本に手出しすることはできない。
そんなものが沖縄に？
日米共同開発の BMD は世界の防衛バランスを変えるほどの代物なんだ。と一応世界的にはそういうことになっている。
一応だと？
ああ、そうだ。そういった風評があることが重要だったんだ。
どういうことだ？
世界最新の兵器開発。それを欲しがる奴らが動き出すってことだ。
まさかその欲しがってるやつってのがブラックマンデー？
その通り。世界中に武器を売りつける武器密輸組織ってのは常に最先端の技術を欲している。もしその技術が日米以外の国に流れたら世界の防衛バランスを崩壊させるほどの技術。奴らが指を加えたまま見ているはずがない。
新 BMD はブラックマンデーをおびき出すための餌ってことか？
沖縄の基地拡大法案はあくまでそのブラックマンデーってやつを誘い出すためのダミーだったと。
ダミーとはいえ俺は本気で法案を通す形が必要だった。そのために俺は鈴木にリゾートの話を提案し、奴に利権を一手に渡すと持ちかけ、基地拡大法案とセットの形で進めてきた。つまり俺以外全ての国民を騙す必要があったんだ。そのくらいのことをしなければならなかったんだよ。
だがあんたはもう法案を通す気がないと言ったな。それはつまり？
ああ、 ようやくブラックマンデーの尻尾をつかむことができたというわけだ。
じゃああんたの目的は花から鈴木との総裁選にはなかったってことか？
そんなものは小っぱの政治家気取りが欲しがるもんだ。俺には全く興味がない。
だがアメリカも関わるほどの大掛かりな作戦、あんた一人で実行できるもんじゃねえだろ。
その通りだ。それについても話しておかなければならんな。他に聞きたいことはあるか？
So Tamiya came up with a military expand. This is the too long didn't read or too long didn't pay attention because you were bored. So Tamiya came up with a military expansion bill to lure out an international arms smuggling syndicate known as Black Monday. Their leader, Andre Richardson, would no doubt be drawn in by the BMD system they're proposing for Okinawa. In other words, the only reason Tamiya was so insistent on the military expansion was so he could stamp out Black Monday once and for all. He has to be working with someone, though, someone with connections to the U.S. Army. That person holds the key to all of this. What should I ask about? The favor. What's the favor? What do you want? What do you need? Just tell me.
あんたの頼みたいことってのは
I don't care who shot Daigo. Fucking Kazuma
二人
shot
の男
Daigo.
を救ってやってほしい。
Two men who?
誰なんだそいつらは。
一人は俺の秘書だった男、ト
Okay.
ーマ。
Okay.
秘書だったってなんで過去形なんだ？
トーマは2週間前、勝手に俺の秘書を辞めたよ。
どうしてだ？
Bullshit.
トーマは俺の基地拡大法案の裏にある本当の狙いを知ってしまった。だからリゾート開発計画を動かせる男にすり寄った。
それは誰だ？
極道だよ。
何？
東上会直系白鵬会会長峰義孝だ。
峰が？
おい、それどういうことなんだ？
こうなった以上、トーマから峰に秘密が漏れる危険が高い。その前にあいつはトーマの口を封じようと動くはずだ。
あいつ？それがあんたの言うもう一人の男か？
そうだ。そうならないようあんたに止めてほしいんだ。
その男とは？
風間ジョージだ。
Joji Kazuma.
他に聞きたいことはあるか？
Apparently, Toma joined up with Mine once he learned what Tamiya was really after. And now Joji Kazuma is trying to silence Toma before he can spill any of Tamiya's secrets. So it looks like I'll need to stop Joji. But why did Toma join Mine in the first place? And what does Mine have to do with the resort? I need to know more. What should I ask about? Mine!
トーマが基地拡大法案を通過させるためにリゾート開発の土地買収を頼んだ先があの峰だというのか？
そうだ。
その話はおかしいな。死んだ柏木の話によれば、リゾート開発の土地買収を進めていたのは鈴木と風間、それに風間とつながってる東上会の組織ってことになるはずだ。
うん。だが事実はそうではない。そもそも2年前の玉城組の土地買収騒動以来、リゾート開発の土地買収は行われていなかった。
なんだと？じゃあなんで風間は中原を撃ってまで土地の権利書を奪ったんだ？
基地拡大法案を進めるためだ。リゾート予定地の買収が進まなければ、同時に基地拡大法案も止まってしまう。そうなればブラックマンデーの尻尾がつかめない。だから強引な手段で土地の権利書を中原という男から奪い、土地の買収を推し進めようとしたんだ。
東上会を使ってか？
ああ、CIA は堂島大吾を動かすためネックとなっていた朝顔がある土地の権利書を奪い、土地買収の協力を持ちかけた。だが
大悟は土地の買収を断った。だから撃たれたのか。
そういうことだ。そしてトーマは峰にリゾートの土地買収の話を持ちかけた。トーマはリゾートの利権その全てを峰に渡すという条件で協力するよう求めたんだろう。
利権の全てを渡すだと？そんなことしてトーマに何のメリットがあるんだ？
トーマという名前から奴が沖縄の人間だということは知ってるな。
ああ、1年前直接本人から聞いた。
今から3年前、トーマは沖縄の発展を夢見て政治の世界へと足を踏み入れた。そこでトーマは沖縄の米軍基地拡大とリゾート計画のことを知り、沖縄のためになるならと喜んで働いた。
あいつは沖縄を豊かにしたいと話していた。
トーマの目的は最初から沖縄の発展しかない。あいつは1年前にリゾートの土地買収とヤクザがつながってることが発覚しそうになった時にも、基地拡大まで共倒れにならないよう俺を東上界の堂島に引き合わせ丸く収めさせた。だが
How did
あいつ
Toma
は
know?
初めから基地拡大のことはどうでもよくて、リゾート開発計画のことしか頭になかったんだ。
じゃあトーマは堂島大吾とあんたを引き合わせた時に東上界の連中峰とも知り合ったというのか？
だが奴は1年経って法案がフェイクであることを知ってしまった。だから強硬に土地買収を進められる力を求めて白鵬会にすり寄っていった。トーマと峰は互いの利害が一致して手を組んだんだ。
なるほどな。だがあれだけ六代目に忠実だった峰が東上界を裏切ろうとしていたとはな。
峰という男はよくわからん。今回の一連の騒動で東上界の事実上のトップはあの男のはずだ。黙っていればより上のポストが約束されているのに何を考えているのか。
Any other questions? Are they going to force me to ask all of them?
他に聞きたいことはあるか？
Toma's been upfront all along about his desire to see the resort deal succeed. Then when he learned the military expansion bill was just a front, he resigned from Tamiya's office and joined forces with Mine to ensure the resort moved forward. But by agreeing to help with the resort, Mine is going against direct orders from Daigo. In other words, he's betraying the clan. I thought Mine respected Daigo, though. Why would he do something like this? What should I ask about? Yeah, the man who fucking shot Daigo. Joji Kazama.
大悟を撃った犯人を知らないか？
それは俺にもわからん。
そうか。
あの風間に似てるって男のことか？素性も目的もさっぱりだからな。
ああ。
待て、風間だと？そいつが堂島大吾を撃ったのか？
何か知っているのか？
俺の知っている風間とお前らの知ってるその男が同一人物ならの話だが。
教えてくれ。あんたの知っている風間ってのは一体誰なんだ？
風間ジョージ。お前のいた東上会の元幹部、風間組組長風間慎太郎の実の弟だ。
おやっさんに弟が？
知らなかったのか？
ああ。
そうか。やはり風間は肉親の話をしてなかったのか。
やはり？
ああ。両親を早くに失った風間にとって弟ジョージは血を分けたただ一人の兄弟。何者にも代え難い存在だったからな。
ん？風間にとって弟ってのがそんなに大切なんだったら桐生には話していそうなもんだがな。
仲がいいだの悪いだのは関係ない。そういった普通の兄弟関係でいられるような間柄じゃなかったんだ、あの兄弟は。
どういうことだ？
あの二人は決して交わることのない道に進んだからな。
まさか風間の弟の職業って？
警察だ。元警察庁長官官房、国際部国際課、今の外事課の刑事だった。
それってエリート中のエリートじゃないか。
エリートか。まあ元警察官のお前からしちゃそうかもしれんな。だが不思議なものだ。同じ釜の飯を食い、日本という国の未来を共に案じた人間が、片やこうして議事堂の真ん中で昼間から酒をかっくらい、片やアメリカのために必死に動いてるんだからな。
何言ってんだ。あんたもしかして。
ジョージと俺は警察庁の同期。唯一無二の親友だ。
何？あんたと風間の弟が？
今回の沖縄に絡んだ一連の事件も全ては俺とジョージで仕組んだことだったんだ。
仕組んだだと？一体どういうことだ？
俺が計画の絵を描き、ジョージは組織を使ってそれを実行した。
じゃあおやっさんの弟が大悟を撃ったというのも計画のためだったというのか？
おそらくは。
風間の弟の組織ってのは何なんだ？今も警察の下で動いてるのか？
違う。あいつはもう日本の警察の人間じゃない。
じゃあ今は何を？
あいつはアメリカの CIA、 アメリカ中央情報局の極東担当の諜報員だ。他に聞きたいことはあるか？
So, Tamiya and Joji Kazuma, an agent with the CIA and the younger brother of Shintaro Kazuma, are working together to bring down an arms smuggling syndicate called Black Monday. But if that's the case, why did Kazuma-san's brother shoot Daigo? I need to know what the CIA is really after here. What should I ask about? Fuck. Jesus goddamn Christ. We have been here for 23 minutes now.
風間のおやっさんの
Just
実の
here.
弟。その男が
The
CIA
only
の
way
諜
the
報員として
remake could improve this is by
日本
making
で
it
活
shorter.
動していると。
例の武器密輸組織 CIA はあれを追いかけている。俺はジョージと協力してブラックマンデーの尻尾を掴んで潰そうとしているんだ。
じゃあ風間の弟は日本の警察を辞め CIA に入り、今はアメリカのために活動していると。
ああ。
だがそんな奴がどうして次々と謎の発砲を繰り返すようなことしたんだ？
Even like, like they're just sitting there for so long.
大悟や中
I
原
know
と
that
いっ
there's
て
lots of cutscenes and talking in this game, but I don't know. This might be the most egregious thing. Because even in Yakuza 0, which had a lot of cutscenes at the start, this fucking... I don't think in Yakuza 0 there was a time where we had people sitting around for half an hour
人間を撃ったのは
just talking.
おやっさんの弟なのか？
Yeah, show, don't tell.
わからん。
Don't tell,
だが
don't
その可能
show.
性が高い。
なぜそんなことを？
今回の一件、CIA の諜報員への命令は1、沖縄をめぐる基地拡大法案に絡んだブラックマンデーの動向を探ること。2、そのために障害となる対象はそのことごとくを排除すること。
排除だ？
その任務のために土地買収を断った人間を撃ったと。
ああ。だが CIA の諜報員はジョージだけじゃない。すでにお前も何度か命を狙われているはずだ。
まさかあの黒スー
Yeah,
ツ
the
の
men in
男た
black
ち。
suits that we met like 10
そう、
chapters ago.
お
Yeah.
前を襲った外国人は皆 CIA が手を回した諜報員だ。お前は沖縄のリゾート開発を中止させようと動いていたからな。
それじゃもしかして柏木を撃ったのも
CIA だ。
おやっさんの弟はどうして日本人なのにそこまでして。
ジョージにとって CIA は己の生きてきた人生の全てだ。
すべて。
お前らに話してもわかるまいが、今から30年前、日本という保守的な国家で警察官の肉親に極道関係者がいるとなれば、それだけで迫害を受ける時代だった。ジョージは実の兄が極道、しかも東上会という大組織の顔役であることが原因で、自分の正義を貫くことすらできず警察を去った。そんなジョージに手を差し伸べたのがアメリカという国だった。能力があれば国籍や人種を問わない自由の国で、ジョージは新たな人生を手に入れたんだ。
だから CIA のためならばどんなことでもやると。
So Kazuma-san's brother in the CIA were promoting the military expansion bill to destroy Black Monday, while Toma and Mine were throwing their weight behind the resort. I think I'm finally starting to see the whole picture here.
沖縄のリゾート計画を続行するトーマとミネ、それに CIA とあんたの目的、ようやく絵を描いたやつが見えてきたな。
ジョージを止めてくれ。
止める？ CIA の任務を止めろというのか？
そうだ。トーマを守ってやってほしい。
どうして CIA はトーマを殺す必要があるんだ？
奴は知りすぎたんだ。この法案の裏に CIA が関与していることも、そして法案がフェイクだということもな。
じゃあ CIA はそのことを封印するために。
ああ。
いいえ。
俺はトーマを殺したくはない。
I don't want a
できれば
Valentine.
あの二人を助けてやりたいんだ。
Save them
で
all.
もトーマはあんたの計画を邪魔した男だろ。どうして今になってかばうようなこと？
強い信念を持った人間はいずれ大きな志を抱く。そしてそれを実現する。俺の恩師が教えてくれたことだ。トーマは純粋でまっすぐだ。あれはいずれ良い政治家になる。
でもそれだけで。
それだけじゃねえんだよ、伊達さん。
ん？
このおっさん、食えないやつだが自分の部下を見殺しにできない古いタイプの人間のようだ。そうなんだろ？わかった。今トーマを止めれば土地買収も終わる。おやっさんの弟には返さなきゃならない借りもあるからな。
やってくれるか？
あんたのためじゃない。俺はた
Because
だ
I want to protect
Asagao
morning glory.
いいだろう。じゃあお前がトーマをジョージから守ってくれたら、沖縄のリゾート開発は俺の手で完全に止める。約束しよう。
トーマは今どこに？
沖縄だ。地元の県議会の議員との会合に向かってるはずだ。日本の極道にもまだこんな男がいたとはな。だが問題はここからだ。
ん？何かあったのか？
鈴木の SP だ。
何？
すでにトーマが手を回していたようだ。
どうする？桐生。
行くしかないんだろうな。そうなんだろう？
ああ、そうだ。行くしかない。
あの SP とやらどこまでやっていいんだ？
あの SP はあくまで鈴木の私兵。好きに暴れて構わん。暴れた責任は取ってやる。
一つ聞きたいんだが、
なんだ。
あんた興味ないって言っていたが、政治家ってのは皆総理大臣になりたいもんなんじゃないのか。
じゃあ逆に聞くが、組長ってのはなりたいと言ってなるものなのか。トップとは何かをなし、それを積み重ねてきた人間がいつの間にか勝手になってるものだろう。違うか。
確かにな。
よし、行くか。
ああ。
これすげえ数だぜ。
だってさ、ここは俺が何とかする。あんたは裏口から出て行ってくれ。
なんだと。
あんたは記者だ。名刺を見せれば裏から出られるはずだ。
だがそれじゃ。
もし俺が捕まったら、真島の兄さんにあんたから今聞いたことを伝えてくれ。
桐生、
頼んだぞ。 れだけ数がいるんだ。
ゲリュちゃんどこや。
ここだ。
おおよかった。てっきり引き殺してしもうたかと思ったわ。ええからはよ乗れ。
ああ。
Actually terrified. That's so terrible. I love it so much. You better keep the same level of intensity for that line. Okay. I'm very sorry. We're gonna head into Kiwami 3. I will actually play some ads before going into this. Yeah, the only way they could make that conversation better, if it allows us to like skip it, then we will, like honestly, but like if it doesn't, like we're not gonna skip. If it doesn't, like we won't do a cutscene skip, but if it lets us like choose the an option that says like you skip this blah 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 so you don't have to sit through the story, then I'll choose that. But we'll sit through the entire goddamn thing again if we have to. We gotta see if they made it shorter, or they gotta give us some sort of way to make it shorter without skipping the cutscenes. Because who's gonna skip the cutscenes the first time playing? And that's awful, that cutscene. Okay, let's hurry up and do that chapter. Continue the plot.
ほんまに風間のおじきがそう言ったんか？
ああ、
一体何が目的なんだ？事件に絡んでいることだけは間違いねえんだが。
どうした？まだ痛むのか？
いえ。兄貴、俺には何が何だか分からなくなってます。あのヒゲの男、どうして俺を助けてくれたんでしょうか。親父を撃ったやつなのに、どうして俺を。
力也、お前は一旦沖縄に帰れ。
え？
俺はこっちでまだやることがある。だがお前には今やるべきことがなくなったはずだ。
でも。
いいから言うことを聞いてくれ。今はまだあの絵の男が俺たちの敵なのか味方なのかわからない。今は沖縄に帰って崎や朝顔の連中の面倒を見てやってほしい。分かったか？
はい。
どうした？何？白鵬会の会長が？おい桐生、どうも白鵬会の峰が直接お前に会いたいとここに来ているようなんだが。
His head in a suitcase.
まさかカムロ町の地下にこんな場所があったなんて驚きです。
それで俺に話とは？
ああ、すみません。実は今回のごたごた、うちの組も少なからず影響していたので、その責任をと思いまして。
責任？
ええ。
勘だ。
これはどういうことだ？
くそ、桐生の野郎、絶対許さねえ。何すました顔しとんじゃ、大峰。なんとか言うたらどうなんじゃ、大倉。
兄貴、ここはうちの事務所ですよ。少しは気遣ってください。
社会者ボケ、己がチンタラしとるから桐生のアホがうちに攻め込んできたやろが。
幹部会で言ったでしょ。別に俺は桐生さんに牙向けるつもりはない。あなたが喧嘩ふっかけるようなことするからこんなことになるんです。
はあ？己みたいな西洋かぶれの説教なんじゃ聞きたないんじゃから。おい峰、己んとこの兵隊と金うちに回せや。それで俺が桐生の首取ったら、そうなったら俺が七代目や。お前も若頭ぐらいにしたら。
本当に状況の見えない人だ。
なんやと、もっぺん言うてみやくれ。
あなたが今壊したコレクション、全部で10億は下りませんよ。
それがどないした。己は金だけは腐るほど持っとるやろが。
金の問題じゃない。その価値がわからないことが問題なんですよ。
なんやと。成り上がりの分際で。
I like the way he worded it in the original better. He said like he basically no way you can't discern wealth, but then he added not you not wealth, worth, like the worth of Kiryu or the worth of yourself. Which was pretty that was pretty harsh. I was like, whoa. You're saying Konda's not worth that? I mean, he's not. But you know, he's saying it to his face. Is the that's the part that I'm saying. Of course, Konda sucks. I'm not saying he doesn't suck. I'm just saying Mine's a badass. I think they made this scene more bloody too.
Antaとの縁もこれまでだ。俺は桐生さんに義理通してきます。ここで殺すな。これ以上部屋を汚したくない。はい。
Don't tell me they're gonna remake. They're gonna remake what's always considered one of the worst chapters in all of Yakuza history, beat for beat, and then fuck up every other chapter. Is that what we're gonna do here?
必要以上に大きくしてしまったのは私です。手洗い方法を取りましたが、錦山組の一件、これでけじめとさせてください。私は今のうちに登場界の直系を集めて事態の収拾を図ります。浜崎に関しても白鵬会で行方を追っています。まあ探したところで見つからないでしょうけど。
奴の行き先に心当たりでもあるのか。
ええ、おそらく日本にはいないでしょうね。
どういうことだ。
ジャカ日本支部の総統だったラウカーロンが死んだ。当然中国のジャカ本部は黙っちゃいません。ラウと共に行動していた浜崎は彼らの手によって拘束されているに違いありません。浜崎以外の組員は横浜港から死体で上がったという話ですしね。
ジャカが。
どちらにしても白鵬会が手を出すまでもなく浜崎組は消滅するでしょう。私としては中国と戦争にならないようジャカ本部と早々に手打ちするつもりです。
そうか。
桐生さんは崩壊しかけた登場界にとって今一番必要な人です。くれぐれもお体にお気をつけて。それでは。
ミネ、お前はそういう教育をされたのか。
どういう意味ですか。
内輪の落とし前、大悟がそんな付け方を命令するかってことだ。
多分しないでしょう。
だったらお前。
だが命令する大悟さんはいない。この落とし前、私の判断、私のやり方です。それに桐生さん、こういう事態を招いた責任あなたにもあるんじゃないですか。大悟さんに以前聞きましたよ。沖縄で養護施設を営んでらっしゃるんですって。のんきな人だ。自分が背負った立場が分かってない。 ボランティアでもされている気分なんでしょうね。意味のないことを。偽善だ。
何？
とにかく私は私の判断でドライに行動します。やり方はどうであれ、私は大悟さんの意思を継いでいるつもりですよ。
峰、お前。
つまり私の行動の全ては登場界の未来のためにあるということです。大悟さんもそれで納得するはずです。そのためには阻害するものは全て排除します。たとえそれが身内であろうと。私には分かりません。どうして大悟さんがあなたみたいな人を大事にしているのか。
峰、お前何か見失ってるぜ。
何をです？
それは俺がいつか教えてやる。
あなたから教わることなんか何もありませんよ。
しかし峰の坊やも顔に似合わず、えげつないけじめのつけ方しよるね。なあキルちゃん。まあこれで跳ねっ返りの神田はもうおらん。黒幕の浜崎も今頃は魚の餌になっとるやろうし、もうキルちゃんや大悟の玉狙うやつもおらんようになって、とりあえず一件落着やね。
いや、まだだ。確かに浜崎は裏切り者。その浜崎組は全員ジャガに葬られて一件落着。ことはそう簡単じゃねえ。風間とそっくりな男、大悟を撃ったのが奴だとすると、そいつは一体誰の指示で動いてるんだ。
それに沖縄で中原を撃って土地の権利書を手に入れている。
リゾート開発の利権、そして登場界の掌握。一連の行動はこの二つを狙った浜崎と繋がっているように思える。
だが浜崎に雇われていたのなら、あの状況で桐生と力也を救ってくれるはずがない。何にしてもまだ裏がありそうだな。
桐生、俺は浜崎の行方を追ってみる。花屋、あんた白鵬会峰の行動を洗ってくれ。
峰の
今回の騒動で登場界幹部が次々とやられた。残ってるのはここにいる真島と峰の2人だけだ。
なんや、俺のこと疑っとるんかお前ら。
He sounds so scared there. In the original, he had a line like that, but he sounds a little more menacing, like he's trying to intimidate Dante. Like, hey, what are you saying? What are you saying about me? But here he sounds like scared. Like, wait, what? You mean I'm a suspect to this? Like, what? It's not the Majima. It's not Majima.
疑っていたら本人の前で話すわけないだろ
う。分かった。白鵬会の動きと風間に売る二つの男。この二つを引き続き追う。
真島の兄さん、あんたは頭がいなくなった風間組の連中をしっかりまとめておいてくれ。この騒動に乗じて漁夫の利を狙う他の組織に注意してほしい。
ああ。
桐生、お前も何か掴んだら連絡をくれ。
ああ。
じゃ、早速行動するとしよう。何かあったらお互い連絡を取り合おう。
おう。ほな、風間組のお世話でもしてくるわ。
桐生、あの兄ちゃんはどうするんだ？
カムロ町はやはり危険だ。先に沖縄へ返す。
そうか、それがいいだろうな。襲われたばかりだ。途中まで送ってってやれ。
ああ、そうするつもりだ。さあ力也、沖縄へ帰るんだ。はい。
So they made fucking the florist have that conversation with him instead of Rikia.
もう始発が飛んでる時
Why?
間だ。タクシー乗り場まで案内してやるよ。
大丈夫っす。一人で帰り
Oh,
ます。
here we go.
ジャカの連中に狙われたばかりだ。一人で行動しない方がいい。さあ、行こう。
はい、わかりました。
First things first, I need to make sure Rikia gets back to Okinawa. The least I can do is see him to a taxi.
大丈夫か？
I was hoping that we could get the segues out in here. 0 out of 10 game, no segues. I forgot about the loading screens. Oh! The taxi just comes here. We don't get to choose where. We don't get to run around with him.
気をつけて空港へ向かえよ。
兄貴、俺、
こっちのことは心配するな。それより、
I guess that there were no sub stories with Rikia here, so yeah, because this would be the last time in the main story that you'd be able to do those 2 sub stories that Rikia had. That's probably the reason why they let you run around with him at this point in the original game. There's no real reason in this game because they moved one of the sub stories to the main story and then they removed the other one, so.
朝顔の子供たちが中原が心配だ。この事件、敵がまだ見えていない。登場会だけの問題じゃなさそうだ。中原もまたいつ狙われるかわからない。中原が入院している今、流動一家と朝顔を守れるのはお前しかいない。頼んだぞ、力也。
はい、わかりました、兄貴。任せてください。それじゃあ、一足先に帰ってます。兄貴もお気をつけて。
ああ、すぐに片付けて帰る。
ですから、ここが正念場なんです。
But they just did. They just said that Hamazaki's been dealt with. Why would you show that Hamazaki hasn't been dealt with immediately in the next scene? That was cool that they kept it until later. Now, oh, he still pulled the strings.
ここで桐生を始末しなきゃ、登場界の土地買収
This was the scene that was in the trailer, though, wasn't it?
止まっちまう。
I just remember there was a whole bunch of people holding swords and pointing them at him, so. And that's probably this here. If Lau Kalong's people are after him.
だが、ここで桐生をやっちまえば、立ち退きの件も一挙に片がつく。あとは総理の椅子まで一直線だ。ね、鈴木先生。ええ、本当ですとも。先生ご自慢の SP をぶつけりゃ、いくら4代目だってひとたまりもありません。事件になるって、そんなのもみ消じゃいいでしょう。こんな程度あんたがこの先手に入れる利権に比べりゃへでもない。では失礼します。これで鈴木は兵隊を送ってくる。必ずな。
よくやった。これでお前にもう用はない。
鈴木との橋渡し役は必要じゃねえか。あんたらが直接鈴木と繋がれるってんなら一向に構わねえが。
ラウ総統は桐生一馬に固執していた。お前はそれを利用したのだ。桐生の名をちらつかせ、ジャカをお前の野望に巻き込んだ。その結果、総統は死んだ。お前がそそのかしたせいでラオ総統が死んだのだ。
ああ、その通りだ。実に良かったじゃねえか。
貴様、
桐生への復讐のために組織を私物化するような男が死んだんだろう。ジャカにとっちゃ器じゃねえやつが自滅してくれたんだ。いいことだろう。さらにだ。俺はあんたらジャカと手を組んでんだ。ラウ個人じゃねえ。このままいけばリゾート開発の利権はいずれあんたたちのものになる。将来的に1000億がくだらねえ金を生む利権だ。ジャカ中国本部様もその功績を高く評価するんじゃねえか。そこに加えて前総統閣下のラウの仇桐生の首まで取ったらどうよ。あんたは日本支部の総統をすっ飛ばして本部の幹部にだってなれちまうんじゃねえか。
もう一度だけお前の口車に乗ってやる。目を離すなよ。
はい。
You see what I know by they put like end game stuff right first thing in the trailer? I hate RGG marketing.
あとは野となれ。山となれだ。
He's sweating his balls off. He looked like he was calm, but he was freaking out. He was worried he was gonna die there.
桐生一馬だな。
そうだが、
So they added more talking to this chapter, though.
タミヤだ。
タミヤ。あの時の防衛大臣のタミヤか。
こうして話すのは沖縄以来だな。ところで、俺が沖縄の件で堂島大吾と関わりがあったということは知っているな。
ああ、1年前にあんたの秘書のトーマから聞いている。
そうか。だが堂島大吾が倒れた後、東上会内部にいる鈴木とつながっていた勢力が再び動き出してしまった。それで俺は急いで BMD 基地拡大法案を通さなければならなくなった。
どういうことだ。あんたが法案を通そうとしたからリゾート開発が再開したんじゃないのか。
想定外の敵が仕掛けてきやがったんだよ。それで俺も動かざるを得なくなったんだ。
それで一体俺に何の用なんだ。
あんたに頼みたいことがある。
リゾート開発を再び止めるということか。
そうではない。だが結果的にはそうなる。
何を言ってるんだ。リゾートと基地拡大はワンセットなんだろ。リゾートがなくなればあんたの法案も通らないぞ。
ことはそんなに単純じゃないんだ。とにかくあんたがまだリゾートの土地買収を止めたいと思ってるなら議事堂まで来てくれ。
議事堂だと。
ああ、ミレニアムタワー前に迎えをやるから、その車に乗って俺のところまで来てくれ。
いいだろう。俺もいろいろなことをはっきりさせたい。
もしもし、桐生か。
伊達さん、たった今防衛大臣のタミヤから電話があった。
なんだって？なぜお前に？
俺にもわからん。ただやはり登場界内部に政治家と未だつながっている勢力、そしてそれ以外の勢力も存在するという話だ。俺は今から国会議事堂へ行きタミヤに会ってくる。
会いに行くってお前どうやって？
タミヤが迎えをよこすそうだ。ミレニアムタワー前で迎えの者と落ち合う。
待て、キリュウ。俺も一緒に行く。俺も連れてけ。
伊達さん、今どこだ？
今セレナだ。すぐに出る。ミレニアムタワーに行けばいいか？
ああ、ミレニアムタワー前で落ち。
Unless he means the entrance of Serena. No, now we're meeting at the entrance here. Okay. Tanaka-san! We just did it for G3, and I bet you we're gonna sit here for it and listen to them talk again. And the Minister of Defense is oh, whoa. Whoa! You see, this is why we need Dante in front of Serena and not in front of the Millennium Tower. This was exactly what he said in the original 3 would happen. Oh, God. Hi, Tanaka-san!
いいや、違わない。お前さえいなければ、前総統は死ななかったのだからな。
それで、お前が後釜か？じゃかもういよいよ人手不足だな。
ラウがどうしてお前に執着していたのかよくわかったよ。貴様だけはここで殺す。
仕方ね
And it was very sad for him. I didn't mind it though. Come on, come on. This is the Snake Flower Triad boss here. This guy doesn't stop blocking. Oh, it's because he's got barely any health. They gave him like barely any health, so they made him not block. I got his health bar down so quickly. You're playing at Laucaron? What's that? Oh my god! He's not letting me grab him anymore. Oh, Lao Kalong? Yes, you just got to Lao Kalong too? Ooh. Yes, we did Lao Kalong earlier today. Come on, let me fucking just fight you. If I just fucking go into this, he's dead. There we go. You see? I'm so happy. Guess what I'm gonna play on Wednesday? I'm gonna play Biohazard 8. Capcom Biohazard 8. Or as they called it here in North America, they called it Resident Evil Village. Go for the guy with the gun. Where's the guy with the gun? He's over there. Ciao. Yeah, these guys are the Snake Flower Triad. They use guns. I thought they only used swords, but apparently they use guns. I guess they used some guns in the previous chapter, didn't they? Oh my god, these guys, they don't want to... Why don't these guys want to lose in a fight? Holy shit. This is so dumb. There we go. We got one of them. We got one. Let's go for Ho. Let's go for Do. Let's go for Tang. Oh god, Tang. You're probably good. Yes, Lao Kalong is Chinese. Oh, I should pick up this gun. Oh my god, let me pick up the gun and run away. And then boom, boom. Lao Kalong from the Snake Flower Triad. Chinese. From the Chinese Mafia. Is Date gonna show up now? There he is. Yeah! Speak of the devil! Date! More like they went at it with me. I didn't ask them to meet me here. I only asked you to meet me here. Yeah.
大方ラウの仇討ちってとこか。何にせよ、これでジャカは片付いたな。
そうだね。
ところで、タミヤから電話とは予想外の展開だな。
だがこれで
タミヤ。
いろいろとはっきりするはずだ。
だといいがな。キリュウ。
You haven't played Bio 9 yet? Yeah, me neither. I actually haven't played the first 6, but I played 7. And I'm getting a virtual reality headset in a couple days, I think. So I want to play, since I already played 7, I think, well, I should play 8, and then I should play 9, and I should do them in the VR headsets. Except not for 7, because I already did it. But I think that would be fun. So we're finishing this game tomorrow. How's this going? How different is this chapter? At the start, the chapter was exactly the same, and then, you know, once they go out into the street, there's a big scene where Lao Kalong's gang, they're pointing swords at Hamazaki, and then Hamazaki talks them out of killing him, and then sends the guys after me, after Kiryu. So instead of meeting Date at Serena, we just tell Date to meet in front of the Millennium Tower. And when we get to the Millennium Tower, we have to do a big battle with Lao Kalong's men, who are there to avenge Lao Kalong. And we just beat them up. And now we got Date, and now we're going to have to sit around for another half an hour. We're going to have to talk to... We're going to have to talk to the guy again. He's going to talk to us for a half an hour again. Pirate Majima is so much fun. Yes, I like the Pirate Majima. Oh, there was something. There's a line. There's a specific line where Date says that Majima and Mine are the only two left that are at like the top of the Tojo clan. In the original game, Majima was all like, "Oh, what? So are you like?" I forget the exact line, but he was. It seemed like he was being confrontational to Date. His line sounded confrontational to him, like, "What do you mean? Like, why are you talking? Why are you bringing me into this? Something like that. Like, why? What do I have to do with this?" It was more confrontational. But in this, he seemed scared. He was like, "What? Well, does that mean that I'm a fucking possible suspect? Does this mean I'm a suspect?" He was like scared, and his voice went up, and I was like, "What?" But other than that, the scene was the same. But I was like, that's not the same way he reacted in the OG. Pirate Majima feels good. I need to move this. Only as a side game, it feels kind of strange trying to connect it to the main games because the Amnesia sitcom plot. I don't know. I thought that it connected to the main games pretty well, especially by the end. By the end, I thought it was pretty strongly connected to at least 8. Right?
ものだ。何か企んでいるかもしれん。用心するに越したことはないぞ。準備はしっかりとしていけよ。ああ。
A limo? Yeah, actually, I do want to probably... You mean mostly the first quarter? Yeah. Yeah, I could see the first quarter. Like, right at the beginning, he's kind of like... He sees flashes of like, stuff that happened in the 80s. He sees the flashes of stuff that happened, like, right before he got his eye taken out, which was a long time ago. But then after that, yeah, it's not really connected for, like, the first quarter. Yeah. I think I might have been a bad person, Noah. Okay, we should be ready. Oh, and also for now, Kiryu, I'm like running through the story mostly because I want to beat this. I want to beat both games tomorrow, like story. So we're doing this, and then we're just going to do the next 3 chapters tomorrow. And then hopefully I'll have good stuff to make YouTube videos. But I'm getting a virtual reality headset in a couple days, and I want to mess around with that a little bit. So I want to finish this. I ordered it. It says it'll be here on Wednesday. So, oh, and you might be wondering, wait, aren't you going to Toronto tomorrow? There was a whole big fucking kerfuffle with Airbnb, and it was my fault. Basically. And I felt bad just getting the refund and then maybe not going back to the Airbnb and like just getting it on a different day. So I'm going next week instead because basically what happened was I booked the Airbnb for tonight when I was going to book it for tomorrow, and I booked it right after 5 o'clock, and then there was a whole thing because after it's been booked, you can't change the date because it started at 5. It says, "Oh, your reservation started at 5. You can't change the dates now because the reservation's already started." So it had started right after I paid for it, and I was like, "No!" So I was on the phone with people for like an hour today, and I know it's got to be real annoying for the people who own that Airbnb. Krispies, we ran out of Rice Krispies. So I felt bad for them, but yeah, they didn't have an open slot tomorrow. Someone's staying there tomorrow, so I just said, okay, I'll get the refund. Because the big thing, the reason I was on the phone for so long, was because it was a non-refundable trip, and I was like, I don't have the the money to just give. It was like $150. I can't just give you guys $150 by accident and then have to buy another one. And they were really nice, and they worked with me to get me a refund. So I was like, you guys were nice, and since I can't get the room tomorrow, I'll just come back next week when I can get the room, so that I can give you guys my money in a way that, like, you know, I'm not wasting my money either. I wanted to be nice to them and still give them the money. In a way that I get something, because that's how money works. You don't give money for nothing, right? So yes, that's why I'm going next week. It was a big thing. It was my fault though, so yes. Find a way to play PS2 Yakuza 1, then compare to Kiwami 1 in the future. Yeah, I was thinking possibly in the future. That's an idea that I floated around with the first two Kiwamis. But not right away. Like, yeah, like maybe in a year. We talked about this, like, possibly in a year. I've got a lot of things that I want to stream. But yes. PS2, Yakuza 1, and Yakuza 2. Next time you're 2029, maybe. No, maybe 2027. 2029? Nope, 2027, probably. Fat finger, don't worry about it. Oh. My guess is that this 30-minute, half-hour conversation here, they're not going to change a thing. The one part that people hated, no, like, if they don't change anything here, like, they got to make it a little shorter, right? Because, like, this chapter, people really rip on this whole chapter. Chapter 9, the plot, Yakuza 3. He sits down and he tells you the plot for half an hour. Yeah, I don't know. Like, this is probably one of the biggest complaints about this game is this chapter. So I'm assuming they're going to leave the part that everybody complained about untouched. I hope some kind of Ryuga Gotoku comes. Yeah. Yeah, this is the plot, Kiryukaze. This is the plot. We already watched it in the Yakuza 3 Remastered. And oh my god, I was falling asleep in Yakuza 3 Remastered, and we're here to do it again. But yes, bright side. I think a Ryuga Gotoku game is going to come out every year. I think that's their plan.
Ah, 京浜新聞社社会部の伊達だ。こいつとは俺がデカの頃から腐れ。
90% of it is Nate going, なんだと?
記者の方をお連れするわけには。
現職の大臣が足を洗ったとはいえ、登場会って大組織の4代目と密会なんだぜ。俺をここに置いていくなら、俺は。
Is that Nandato? I think that's Nandato. Translates. Yes. Nandate.
記事を書いちまうことになる。連れてった方が何かと都合がいいぜ。
しかし。
すまん。
何？
伊達さんも一緒に連れて行かせてくれ。大丈夫だ。今日のことは記事にはしない。なあ、伊達さん。
おう、まあな。
わかりました。とりあえず車に。
It's fully voiced, the conversation, so I would be surprised if they don't fully voice it here.
ああ、いいぜ。
では先生のところへご案内いたします。お乗りください。
which is another reason I was falling asleep, because in these long games it's not as bad if I can read. At least that gives me something to do. But if I gotta listen to people talk in Japanese, I still gotta read it, but like I don't read out loud, and some people don't like reading out loud, but I prefer reading out loud because I'm weird. Here we go. Here's the man. Tell us what's going on. He's here. He's gonna tell us.
思っていたより早かったな。
そっちは
京浜新聞社の伊達だ。鈴木と登場会の癒着を追っていた。
あの有名な元刑事の分野
From what I saw, people say the Congress office from the outside is a lot more boring. Yeah, that's what people were saying before the game even came out, because it must have been in a trailer or something. But people had a picture of it from before the game came out, and they were comparing it to the OG. I think it's just a filter. I'm pretty sure it looks like exactly the same, except the trees. Oh yeah, no, the trees. I remember people talking about the trees. But I was looking at the building here. The building looks fairly much the same, but it's got a different filter, and the trees don't look as good. The trees don't look as good, and the filter isn't as good. Judgment 3? Oh, in my dreams. In my dreams, there's going to be a found Judgment game. Judge Eyes the Third. I don't think that they're going to do any more Judgment games, and it makes me very sad. You're playing back-to-back, so opinions? Yes, I am playing back-to-back. To be honest, my opinion is, I don't know. I don't care how a fucking building looks for 5 seconds, to be honest with you. I think the story and stuff matters more than that. And the characters and everything. But I don't know. It matters a lot more to other people than that sort of thing does to me. But yeah, it looks better in the original game. Judgment is an Higurashi project. I don't trust anyone else. Even Lost Judgment? Or was Lost Judgment his last game? With yeah, it was. So yes, he did both Judgment games. That's crazy because so many people say that like Lost Judgment, including me. Like I think the Judgment games are better than the Yakuza series. So that if that's his swan song from RGG, then that's awesome. And I really hope his new what's it called? Gang of Dragon. I really hope Gang of Dragon is really good. And the thing is, the reason that they're not going to make more isn't even because Nagoshi isn't there. It's because of issues with the main actor, right?
お前らも一杯やるか
いや
お前、沖縄の例のリゾート予定地で養護施設をやってるんだったな。
Nagoshi must be really fond of dragons, because Yakuza is called like a dragon in Japanese, and now Gang of Dragon. I think that Nagoshi might have left for like more, maybe like not wanting to get. He says that the reason that he left is because they were putting him into like higher like CEO type positions, like maybe not CEO, but they were putting him in roles that required him to do a lot more than just making video games, and all he wanted to do was make video games. But I also have a feeling that he didn't like the direction that it was going, the artistic directions of the games, as control was being taken away from him, which actually even makes sense with the reason given for why he left, because the higher up he is, the less control he actually has over what's like going in the game, right? I think that he likes the art of it. I think that he's an artist foremost, and he wants to be there working on the art, and he doesn't want to be in the big fucking, you know, the corporate position or whatever. I don't think that's where he belongs. And I think he was like, yeah, no, I don't want that. So he left, and now he's able to make his own, you know, make the stuff he wants to make. To me, is looking weird looking here because it's the facelift. He's a little skinnier, I think. And then they throw the same animation on. So, oh yeah, I just read the last message. So where I was going with that is that he's probably just trying to make another Yakuza game, but like the way that he would make it. With like today, if he had full creative control over it. That's probably just what he's doing. That seems to be what like a lot of artists do. Once they get creative control, they just, he even literally said it in Kabukicho and fucking calls it Gang of Dragon. Once, if an artist has trouble getting creative control over something, I've seen this Edmund McMillan with Mugenics that just released like the day before this game came out. There's generally, once someone gets to a point where they have complete creative control, they're going to do that project that they always wanted to do with creative control, you know? Even no, yeah, I won't say, like Kingdom Hearts 4. Yeah, I'll say that. Like well, not just Kingdom Hearts 4, but Final Fantasy Versus 13. Fuck, I forget his name. But the guy who, the Kingdom Hearts guy, was originally in charge of Final Fantasy Versus 13, and he wanted to make it, like lots of people would argue that he's not good at making video games, so who knows, maybe the game will be trash. But the original vision for Final Fantasy Versus 13 was like a modern day fantasy. And like literally in the city, like really modern day. And by the time the game became Final Fantasy 15, like the city was there, but you never get to really run around in the city until like after the apocalypse or whatever. And you spend most of your time just running out in like grassy fields and stuff, like any other Final Fantasy game. So, but it looks like the guy is going to, and he lost creative control over it from the original vision. They went through like 3 directors. So when he gets to Kingdom Hearts 4 and he's got this whole new thing that he can do with Sora, from trailers and from everything and from stuff that he said, it sounds like with Kingdom Hearts 4, what he's trying to do is revive the vision that he had for Final Fantasy Versus 13. Like, people, if they can't do the thing that they wanted to do, and then they get a chance to do whatever they want, they're going to try to do the thing that they wanted to do again in the way that they wanted to do it, right? That's just what I've noticed.
何が言いたい？
お前とこの民谷龍三、互いに利害が一致してるってことだ。
Yeah, he looks like he's got like Botox. Like they made him look nicer. It's the Dragon Engine treatment.
お前はあのリゾート開発が止まればいいと思っている。
ああ、そうだ。
俺もあのリゾート開発が止まればいいと思っている。
なんだと？あんた
なんだと There you go. There's your Kiryukaze.
あんたは基地拡大法案を通せないんじゃないのか。
そうだな。だが、それはもういいんだ。
もういい？なぜ？
簡単だ。あの法案、俺は初めから通す気がなかったからだ。
なんだと？
なら、あんたの狙いは何？
So clearly, because you're that much of a hater, I think people who play these games just because it's pretty and beautiful are playing for the wrong reasons. Yeah, I'd say that's good. Especially when there are definitely some things that look better in the OG Yakuza 3. Yeah, but also that's again besides the point because the gameplay when it comes to video games, really the things that matter the most first is gameplay. Even though I suck at gameplay, but I'm not dumb. Like I know that gameplay for a video game has got to be the first thing, unless it's completely just a story, like a reading thing. Then I guess gameplay doesn't matter, and I like stuff like that too. But if there's gameplay, then the gameplay is important because if the gameplay sucks, then people won't get to see the story. So story's got to come second, but you got to have a good story too. It's still second. And then after that, it's stuff like graphics and stuff that you can make look good, but you've got to get those first two things down good. If you have good gameplay and good story, then the graphics don't have to be good. You know? You need those two things. Those will be the basis of any good game, and then the game can look like whatever you want it to. You know? Yes. Nandato. But yeah, that's what I think. I think people who play games because they look good, yeah, like they're probably playing a lot of bad games then. Like if they don't care about other things. Like, you know? Yeah, no. The original work is also important. Yes. I like some challenge in my gaming, and from what even you can confirm, Kiwami 3 is a bit too easy, even on higher difficulties. Yeah, I see what you're saying too. The Colosseum, the last couple battles in the Colosseum, I found hard, but I'm also not completely leveled up yet. I think that once I get my strength to be full, then yeah, it'll probably be a lot easier. But yeah, the Colosseum is supposed to be like the hardest battles in the game anyway, so main story wise, yeah, this game's been really easy. This game's been really easy compared to the OG game. The only thing that I've really been struggling with is those last couple Colosseum battles, but that makes sense. I'm not good at games and I pick professional, but I did all of them in Gaiden. I did the entire Colosseum in Gaiden on professional, so the last couple battles in this are tougher than the Colosseum in Gaiden. I'll say that. But it's still easier than OG3.
それは世界で暗躍するある組織の正体を暴き壊滅させることだ。その組織は通称ブラックマンデーと呼ばれている。
ブラックマンデー
Oh, I didn't even have to select anything. Oh, they're just going to do the whole conversation without asking, do you have any questions you want to ask? Okay, that's fine, that's fine.
伝説の武器密輸組織のことじゃないのか？さすがは分野だ。よく知ってるな。1987年、あの世界大恐慌の引き金になったニューヨーク株式市場の株価大暴落を裏で操っていたとさえ言われる武器商人。
This is canon to real life. It was Black Monday.
通称ブラックマンデー。
Overall younger physically since his hair looks a tad less gray, even if it's still pretty gray. They made everybody look younger. Even Date looks younger.
あの沖縄米軍基地拡大を仕掛けた。日本の最先端の技術とアメリカの兵器開発のノウハウの結晶。沖縄の基地拡大法案による新 BMD 配備は他のどの国が逆立ちしても得ることができない最強の防衛兵器の誕生を意味する。実現すれば中東を含めたアジア一帯の国々は今後十数年日本に手出しすることはできない。日米共同開発の BMD は世界の防衛バランスを変えるほどの代物なんだ。
Even Kiryu at his physical weakest, Infinite Wealth, he still looks pretty young. Yeah, he looks pretty good in Infinite Wealth, except in the after credit scene. Oh god, he looks rough in that after credit scene. But yeah, throughout the rest of Infinite Wealth, yes, he looks he's still looking pretty good for his age. You are confused about strengthening your abilities in Kiwami 3?
世界的にはそういうことになっている。
一応だと？
そうだ。そういった風評があることが重要だったんだ。
どういうことだ？
He also got all the cancer treatment, so his body is going to get kind of fucked up. Yeah, I understand that a lot of that is the cancer treatment, but I wasn't prepared for it. I remember I was like, holy shit. I wasn't prepared for how he was gonna look. It made me feel really bad.
計画の裏では超単位の金が動く。最新兵器の設計図だけでも数千億の利益を生む。それを欲しがる奴らが動き出すってことだ。
それがブラックマンデー。
世界中に武器を売りつける武器密輸組織ってのは常に最先端の技術を欲している。奴らが指をくわえたまま見ているはずがない。
つまり新 PMD と沖縄の基地拡大法案は
He finally reclaimed his name, even though everyone's been calling him Kiryu. Yeah. Right at the end, he reclaimed his name, but he was actually Kiryu. Kiryu-san. I'm pretty sure we talked about this already, so I won't go into as much detail as I remember going into the first time. But yes.
ブラックマンデーを誘い出すための餌に過ぎなかったってことか。
とはいえ、俺は本気で法案を通す姿勢を見せる必要があった。そのために、俺は鈴木にリゾートの話を提案し、奴に利権を。
We did, but it's so funny with stuff like that, because what do you mean reclaimed? Yeah, I feel like they had like different people working on different, with a game that big with that many moving parts. You're going to have different people working, different groups assigned to different parts. Honestly, I feel like they had different people for the fucking Kiryu's bucket list memories. And I feel like they had different people for the drink links, and then they had different people doing the main story. And I feel like they had 3 different groups at least just doing those things. And it feels like very disjointed, all those together when you put them together. There's some stuff I don't even know how it fits anywhere on the storyline. It's like, how canon even is any of this stuff? Like, what? This makes no sense. Was Kiryu hallucinating? I don't know. Yakuza 4-5 situation? Yeah. Jeez. Resume.
基地拡大法案とセットの形で進めてきた。つまり俺以外全ての国民を騙す必要があったんだ。
だがあんたはもう法案を通す気がないと言ったな。それはつまり。
ようやくブラックマンデーの尻尾をつかむことができたというわけだ。
じゃああんたの目的は花から鈴木との総裁選にはなかったってことか？
そんなものは小わっぱの政治家気取りが欲しがるもんだ。俺には全く興味がない。
だがアメリカも関わるほどの大掛かりな作戦、あんた一人で実行できるもんじゃねえだろう。
その通りだ。それについても話しておかなければならんな。話はまだ続くぞ。一息入れるか。
So this whole time, the military base expansion bill was a ruse to lure out Black Monday, a notorious arms trafficking group. You good, Kiryu? Keeping up with all this new info? Oh, don't worry, it's not new. Yeah, for now. Good to hear. Well, once you're ready. Oh, God, they're talking to him like a baby. I know they're doing this so that you get a chance to save your game or whatever, but they're like, Kiryu, is all this big brain stuff too much for you? Are you keeping up, Kiryu? It's okay if you want to take a break, Kiryu. At least we got to walk around his office in this one. We never got to do that in the OG. This is cool. Look at this. Can we see a group of people standing outside? No. Looks like we're still safe. Okay, let's get back to it. Yes. I need a little more time. All right. Jeez.
ブラックマンデーをおびき出すためのとんでもない計画を進めてたのは分かったが、そんなのあんた一人で実現できるはずがないってところからだな。
Isn't an audience stand in like random sub story goon number 5? Yeah.
この計画には協力者がいる。名は風間ジョージ。風間だと。
Ooh, they threw some music in here. That's nice. I think this is going to be much shorter than it was in the original, which is nice because literally that was half an hour. We've gotten so much more information so much more quickly here. And now they're adding music here, which it was completely silent in the OG, so this is nice. Except for the parts where they're asking us, hey, is it too much for your big brain, for your tiny brain?
風間慎太郎の実の弟だ。
あの男がおやっさんの弟。
風間に似てるって。
And they added that little
弟ってことなら似てるのも納得だ。どうやらようやく正体が見えたらしい。
ああ。だがおやっさんに。弟が
知らなかったのか。そうか。やはり風間は肉親の話をしてなかったのか。普通の兄弟関係でいられるような間柄じゃなかったからな。
That's different. In the OG, he said that they were close. He said that they were close, but they led the like opposite lives. But he said that the brothers were very close. It feels weird because it feels like they're quickening this to babyfy Kiryu, not because it's a good way to speed it up. Well, it did need to be sped. It's probably the worst part of Yakuza 3 OG. In my opinion, this part. I know it's legendary because it's a meme. Like it's got to be the worst part, and it did need to be trimmed and made better, told in a better way. Cause like the way they do it in the OG is like the definition of tell don't show. They simply sped it up without telling Kiryu like an infinite would be fine. Yes, I agree with that. What did Tonica say? Younger brother. Yes. Yes, Joji Kazuma is his younger brother. Kazuma song.
弟のジョージは血を分けた唯一の兄弟。何者にも代え難い存在だった。
Oh, okay.
あの二人は決して交わることのない道に進んだんだよ。
まさか風間の弟の職業って
警察だ。元警察庁長官官房国際部国際課。今の外事課の刑事だった。
それってエリート中のエリートじゃないか。
エリートか。まあ元警察官のお前からしちゃそうかもしれ
And
ない。
again, we haven't even gotten to talking about Mine yet. I think it's still going to end up being like a 20-minute thing. Even if they cut 10 minutes, it's still too long.
片やこうして議事堂の真ん中で昼間から酒をかっくらい、片やアメリカのために必死に動いているんだからな。
I would have even preferred if they, instead of adding more cutscenes of Konda and Hamazaki, if they added some more cutscenes that helped to tell this story, that helped to explain the plot a little more so that they could make this scene a little shorter. Like, you know, scenes like, maybe another scene with Joji. I don't know, maybe... I wish even this is going to be probably too long. I wish that instead of adding more Konda and Hamazaki scenes, they did stuff that actually helped tell what the plot is with show and not tell.
ジョージと俺は警察庁の同期だった。唯一無二の親友だ。今回の沖縄に絡んだ一連の事件も全ては俺とジョージの。
Kind of like how in Kiwami, most of the scenes they added were to help flesh out Nishiki's character, I guess. And I guess he is the villain, but he's also fucking like supposed to be really close to Kiryu, you know. And also for people who had played Yakuza 0, those scenes were like really, really nice for them. And it was good for the plot. All this stuff that they're adding with, sorry, I keep talking, but all this stuff that they've added with Konda and Hamazaki hasn't really added much to the plot. It's just added more fights. I guess, like, having Konda tell Kiryu to... Hamazaki tell Kiryu where Konda is kind of makes Hamazaki's thing a little deeper earlier, but you were about to learn that Hamazaki was the bad guy anyways, right when you beat up Konda or whatever. So
じゃあおやっさんの弟が大悟を撃ったというのも計画のためだったっていうのか。
おそらくは。
風間の弟の組織ってのは何なんだ。今も警察の下で動いているのか。
違う。あいつはもう日本の警察の人間じゃない。
じゃあ今は何を。
あいつはアメリカの CIA、 アメリカ中央情報局の極東担当の諜報員だ。
CIA だと。
うん。
CIA だと。
また少し休憩しよう。
Oh my god! That was so short! You mind if we take another break? At this point, I don't even know if they're asking for Kiryu. I think that he just needs... It's like, oh, I've been talking for so long. I need to take a break. CIA だと。So Tamiya's collaborator was none other than Shintaro Kazuma's younger brother. Seems all the pieces are finally fitting into place. Yeah, and it's starting to become clear that he was the one who shot Daigo. Yes. Yes, they saw him go in there. But there's still more we don't know. Let's hear out what he's got to say. I really... What I'm looking forward to is I want to see if they kept Mojima's line delivery when he drives the truck in to save Kiryu. I want that to be the same. I hope they keep it the same.
風間ジョージが今は CIA の諜報員をしているって話だったな。
CIA もブラックマンデーを追っている。だからジョージにとって今回の計画は CIA から下された指令でもあるんだ。
だがそんな奴がどうして次々と謎の発砲を繰り返すようなことをしたんだ。
やはり大悟や中原を撃ったのはおやっさんの弟なのか。
わからん。だがその可能性が高い。
なぜそんなことを。
今回の一件 CIA の諜報員への命令は1、沖縄をめぐる基地拡大法案に絡んだブラックマンデーの動向を探ること。2、そのために障害となる対象は
そのことごとくを排除すること。
排除だ。
ブラックマンデーを誘い出すには基地拡大法案を順調に進める必要がある。だから土地買収に抵抗する奴らが障害とみなされたってことか。
だが CIA の諜報員はジョージだけじゃない。すでにお前も何度か命を狙われているはずだ。
まさかあの黒スーツの男たち。
そう。お前を襲った外国人は皆 CIA が手を回した諜報員だ。
20.
お前は沖縄のリゾート開発を中止させようと動いていたからな。
それじゃもしかして柏木を撃ったのも
CIA だ。
おやっさんの弟はどうして日本人なのにそこまでして。
ジョージにとって CIA は己の生きてきた人生の全てだ。
全て。
お前らに話してもわかるまいが、今から30年前、日本という保守的な国家で警察官の肉親に極道関係者がいるとなれば、それだけで迫害を受ける時代だった。ジョージは実の兄が極道、しかも東上会という大組織の顔役であることが原因で、自分の正義を貫くことすらで
Yeah,
きず、
it seemed like a conflict of interest.
そんなジョージに
It's too late, but have a nice stream, Brim-san. Yeah, you have a nice sleep,
能
Felix.
力があれば国籍や人種を
Thanks for
問わない
dropping in.
自由の国で、ジョージは新たな人生を手に入れたんだ。
だから
You're not missing much. They're just talking about the CIA twin brother
そんな
that the dead guy has for the dead guy from Yakuza
す
1.
まん、一服させてくれるか。俺が頼みた
Oh,
いのは
another
ここから
breather. No, I don't need another breather. The CIA will do whatever it takes to catch Black Monday. So, to that end, Tamiya draws up the military base expansion bill to acquire the new BMD. Then his CIA friend works behind the scenes to back the plan. But why shoot Daigo and Nakahara? Why kill Kashiwagi-san? Only person who can answer that is Joji Kazuma himself. Well, let's go find him. So we need to learn about Mine. I don't remember what else other than Mine we need to talk about. So it's probably just this. And then hopefully it'll be done. Oh, the favor. Oh, the favor is that he wants him to save that one dude and Joji.
一人は俺の秘書だった男、トーマ。
秘書だったってなんで過去形なんだ。
トーマは2週間前、勝手に俺の秘書を辞めたよ。トーマは俺の基地拡大法案の裏にある本当の狙いを知ってしまった。だからリゾート開発計画を動かせる男にすり寄った。
それは誰だ。
極道だよ。東上会直系白鵬会会長峰義孝だ。
峰か。
こうなった以上、東馬から峰に秘密が漏れる危険が高い。その前にあいつは東馬の口を封じようと動くはずだ。
あいつ？それがあんたの言うもう一人の男か。
そうだ。そうならないようあんたに止めてほしいんだ。
その男とは
風間ジョージだ。最後の一服をさせてくれ。話はここからが核心だ。
This will be the end. So we're going to talk about Mine now. So he wants you to save Toma and Joji Kazuma. Well, his closest friend is trying to kill his former secretary. Of course he'd do something about it. Hi. Shall we continue our discussion? Yes, let's finish. Let's finish this up. Let's move on.
話の続きだ。トーマが基地拡大法案を通過させるために リゾート開発の土地買収を頼んだ先があの峰だっていうのか。
そうだ。錦山組浜崎組が壊滅状態の今、この件ですがれる先は白鵬会だけだ。東馬はリゾートの利権その全てを峰に渡すという条件で協力するよう求めたんだろう。
利権の全てを渡すだと？そんなことして東馬に何のメリットがあるんだ？
東馬という名前から奴が沖縄の人間だということは知ってるな。
ああ、1年前直接本人から聞いた。
今から3年前、東馬は沖縄の発展を夢見て政治の世界へと足を踏み入れた。そこで東馬は沖縄の米軍基地拡大とリゾート計画のことを知り、沖縄のためになるならと喜んで働いた。
あいつは沖縄を豊かにしたいと話していた。
東馬の目的は最初から沖縄の発展しかない。あいつは1年前にリゾートの土地買収とヤクザがつながってることが発覚しそうになった時にも、基地拡大まで共倒れにならないよう俺を東上界の堂島に引き合わせ丸く収めさせた。だがあいつは初めから基地拡大のことはどうでもよくて、リゾート開発計画のことしか頭になかったんだ。
じゃあ東馬は堂島大吾とあんたを引き合わせた時に東上界の連中峰とも知り合ったというのか？
だが奴は1年経って法案がフェイクであることを知ってしまった。だから強硬に東馬と峰は互いの利害が一致して手を組んだんだ。
なるほどな。だがあれだけ六代目に忠実だった峰が東上界を裏切ろうとしていたとはな。
峰という男はよくわからん。今回の一連の騒動で東上界の事実上のトップはあの男のはずだ。黙っていればより上のポストが約束されているのに何を考えているのか。
沖縄のリゾート計画を続行するトーマと。
So yeah, no, that is a little shorter, but it's not shorter by much. But it's still not like half an hour. This was like 20 minutes.
それに CIA と
That's crazy. I did pause a lot more. I paused a lot more. I didn't pause it all the first time, and it was still a little shorter, I guess.
ようやく絵を描いたやつが
But
見え
like
てきたな。
still.
ジョージを止めてくれ。
ジョジョ。
CIA の任務を止めろというのか？
そうだ。東馬を守ってやってほしい。
どうして CIA は東馬を殺す必要があるんだ？
奴は知りすぎたんだ。
What? No, he's supposed to walk over to the window. He's supposed to look out the window, and he's supposed to see that there's guys out there. And then he's supposed to tell us, whoa, go fight those guys. And then Majima comes on his truck. What's he doing? He's sitting down. It's shorter, but the cost of changing personal relationships between the working parties. Yes.
法案の裏に CIA が関与していることも、そして法案がフェイクだということもな。
じゃあ CIA はそのことを封印するために？
ああ。俺は東馬を殺したくはない。できればあの二人を助けてやりたいんだ。
でも東馬はあんたの計画を邪魔した男だろ。どうして今になってかばうようなこと？
強い信念を持った人間はいずれ大きな志を抱く。そしてそれを実現する。俺の恩師が教えてくれたことだ。東馬は純粋でまっすぐだ。あれはいずれ良い政治家になる。
Yeah, it's kind of like how Kiryu has the Lego hair. The Lego hair piece.
このさ、
Wax
食え
figurines
な
with
い奴
Lego
らが
hair.
自分の部下を見殺しにできない古いタイプの人間のようだ。そうなんだろ？
So this is all new.
わかった。今トーマを止めれば土地買収も終わる。おやっさんの弟には返さなきゃならない借りもあるからな。
やってくれるか？
あんたのためじゃない。俺はただ朝顔を失いたくないだけだ。
Yep, he did say that, but he said it a little more meanly.
じゃあお前がトーマをジョージから守ってくれたら、沖縄のリゾート開発は俺の手で完全に止める。約束しよう。
トーマは今どこに？
沖縄だ。地元の県議会の議員と。
Oh, now is he gonna look out the window? Finally. Okay, now we'll see them. Okay. As long as we get the Majima coming in on the truck.
だが問題はここからだ。
Hate to say it, but I think Hirota's getting too old to voice Kiryu now. Yeah, we need someone younger. Or at least... I could see the argument for in these remakes. He's too old to voice Kiryu in the remakes. It makes sense for him to voice him. If you're going to talk about he's too old, like in newer games, if they keep Kiryu alive, that are like set in the modern day, then it would make sense to have him still voice him. But in older games, they could bring in like, you know, a new younger person, like a new Kiryu.
鈴木の SP だ。
何？
すでにトーマが手を回していたようだ。
どうする？桐生。
Especially if they're going to do a whole fucking alternate reality.
行くしかないんだろうな。そうなんだろう。
ああ、そうだ。行くしかない。
あの SP とやらどこまでやっていいんだ？
あの SP はあくまで鈴木の私兵。好きに暴れて構わん。暴れた責任は取ってやる。
一つ聞きたいんだが。
なんだ？
あんた興味ないって言っていたが、政治家ってのは皆総理大臣になりたいもんなんじゃないのか？
じゃあ逆に聞くが、組長ってのはなりたいと言ってなるものなのか？トップとは何かをなし、それを積み重ねてきた人間がいつの間にか勝手になってるものだろう。違うか？
That's another line that they worded so much better in the original. But like, I don't know if that's if just a worse translation, because it was so much more poetic in the original. Here he just said, "Oh, you work hard and you get to the top," but in the original he said, "Well, you're going to get to the top no matter if you want to or not, depending on the way that you act. You're going to be judged by the ways that you act. You can't choose." Like that's where that he said it here. The can a foot soldier choose to be chairman in the Yakuza? It's like your path isn't something you entirely choose. You take the actions that you best want to do. Like, you take the actions that you want to, and then your actions end up dictating where you go, and it won't entirely be up to you. It'll be based on your actions. And that's a lot more poetic than just work your ass off and you'll get to the top, right? You're seeing these moments back to back, so you can tell too. Yeah. Yeah, I wish that I knew how to speak Japanese, because then I'd know if it was just a translation or if they changed it in the language as well.
確かにな。
よし。行くか。
ああ。
You gonna beg Tanaka or something? Well, he wasn't here during when I was playing the original one, so he didn't see it.
あんたは裏口から出て行ってくれ。
なんだと？
あんたは記者だ。名刺を見せれば裏から出られるはずだ。
だがそれじゃ。
もし俺が捕まったら、真島の兄さんにあんたから今聞いたことを伝えてくれ。
桐生。
頼んだぞ。
Here we go. We have guys with the things right in here. You can really tell this voice doesn't seem quite right in this timeline. Yeah, going back to what you said. New Kiryu! Hashtag remove Kiryu! That's gonna be the next hashtag. Holy shit, they all have shields. But I can just go into this mode. Who's got the gun? You've got the gun. Oh, I can pick up his gun probably, but if they hit me and I drop it, then he's gonna fucking... The gun's gonna break. Let's try it. If I can even fucking pick it up. Oh, fucking Christ. Yeah, you see, I didn't press the drop button. They hit me. If they hit you, then you drop the gun and it breaks. You'll drop whatever weapon you have and it'll break. I swear, that's not me. You gotta stay away from enemies. If they hit you and you're holding a weapon, the weapon breaks. Seems the shield guys don't smash you into the center as much. Yeah. I just played it, so yes, I can confirm. In the OG, if you got even near those guys, they'd slam you back. Here you have to get like really into it and they don't slam you back as much. You're right. You'd like fall to the ground if you got near them. Okay, there they were bumping me around, but like, it's not as bad. And none of the guys in the middle had shields. Now they all have shields. Maybe I'm supposed to fight with my weapons. I don't know, it doesn't feel right in Kamurocho. Fighting with the weapons? Nah. I don't like it. I don't like it. We're going back to Ryukyu very soon. We'll get the weapons again. Is this the last guy? That's it? Yeah, even that was tougher. Yeah, like all the battles are just a little easier here on professional than they are on normal in OG3. And there could be more though. We didn't get Majima yet. And the reason that I play on normal in OG3 is because I know it's harder. I know it's harder than this. That's why I played professional here, because I know I can do it. I don't think I'd be able to beat the game on hard in OG. It just feels weird that all the sword and taser and hammer guys are gone now. Yeah, it's just a bunch of guys with shields. And I guess, I don't know, we'll see. It looks like the fight's going to continue. It looks like it's going to be longer. Unless Majima comes. Oh yeah, no, he's going to come. He's going to come. Yeah, here he goes. We're saved. Please. In the OG game, he was fucking terrified when he gets there. Like, Kiryu, where are you? Like, scream of terror. He thought that he accidentally killed Kiryu, and I loved it because I'm like, holy shit, this guy actually cares about Kiryu that much. We're going to see, does he have the same shriek of terror? I think it's a really good moment. They better not have changed it. Yes! It's such the delivery on that line, and it's not enough that they have the line in this game. They've got to get the delivery right, because the delivery was amazing in the first game. Okay. You know, it's good enough. Good enough. I feel like he went a little harder in the original, but it's got the soul still. It's still got the soul. I'd say that's good enough. I could tell that he cared about Kiryu there too. I like that. But also I think it's like you said with Kiryu being too old, I think that's just Majima's voice actor getting older. I think that's what I heard. He sounded older there. And that's why I'm like, it doesn't sound the same, but I can still hear the emotion, which is what's important. But he does sound older. This is going to ruin his voice. Yeah. Oh, is this Hamazaki? It is. Dude, he was freaking out. I forgot to mention in the scene where he was convincing them not to kill him, like the Snake Flower Triad. After the Snake Flower Triad left, he was playing it off really cool during the scene. Like he seemed very confident. He seemed like, I'm going to get out of this alive. And then the second that they left, you could see the camera zoomed in on him and he was sweating like crazy. He was like dripping sweat and he was fucking like suddenly like heavy breathing. So he put on a front. Like, that's the thing. And I've heard people say this and I agree with this. Kagawa might be a sex offender, but he is a good actor, Kind of like Kevin Spacey. Someone like that. But yeah, he is a really good actor. But, there's still ethical and moral dilemma about having him in your game. Ugaki is 62 years old now, trying to go as crazy as his 45-year-old self. The thing is, like, I understand that they should get, like, new characters, like, from a logical perspective, but from an emotional perspective, I just imagine myself as Ugaki. Majima's gotta be, like, such a fun character to do. I wouldn't want to give up that role until I died. I'd be 80. I'd be like, yeah, I'm doing more Majima today. Like, I don't know. That would be a tough job to give up, to want to give up. And it would hurt to see someone else doing it too, right? It's probably the same thing with Kiryu's voice actor as well. I don't know. They've been there since the beginning, so there is that, like, probably empathetic element to it. That reason that they don't replace them, right? You're just worried about these old people's voices? Old people, if you, like, keep yourself in good shape, which I don't know if they are, but, like, you, especially with voice acting, you can keep yourself going for a long time doing these things. Like, so many big actors and shit. How old is fucking Brad Pitt or Tom Cruise or any of those guys? Getting fucking old and still acting. Brad Pitt is 62 years old. Brad Pitt is the same age as Ugaki. And he's still going fucking wild, right? Like, I don't know. I think that as long as you're, like, taking care of yourself, being healthy, which is a lot easier for, like, rich people to do, right? It's one reason why like Brad Pitt still looks good at 62 is because he's able to be healthy, and it's really easy to do when you're rich, right? If you have the money to. But Tom Cruise, how old's Tom Cruise? Tom Cruise is 63, you know? I think you can do this stuff until you die, as long as you keep yourself healthy. If that's what you want to do. You can live to a ripe old age.
Hamasaki. 一人だけ逃げおせようってのは虫が良すぎるんじゃないか。
おいおい、勘違いするなって。俺はジャカ中国本部から増援を呼んでくるだけだ。すぐ戻って桐生の首は必ず。
確かにお前の口車になら本部も乗せられちまうかもな。
そう。
But having a role where you scream like a madman and a role where you're just there looking handsome is different. Oh, I think that Brad Pitt does a lot of different kinds of roles. What was that movie? The Quentin Tarantino, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Did that come out during COVID or was it just before COVID? It must have come out after 2018. Early as 2018, and that was Brad Pitt. Fucking Tom Cruise did that whole stunt not that long ago where Tom Cruise, who was older than Brad Pitt, where he actually like was on hanging off the side of an airplane for like the Mission Impossible movie. That's way crazier than doing a voice. I think Ugaki's gonna be okay. I think that these guys are doing more than just looking handsome. How old is Keanu Reeves? Keanu Reeves is 61. All these guys are like the same age. And have you seen the John Wick movies? Like, a lot of the stuff that Keanu Reeves has been doing recently, they're pretty crazy. He's got to do a lot of physical things for those movies. It's not just... these guys aren't just standing there looking handsome. They're doing more than Ugaki's doing. That's my argument.
俺らはてめえのせいで人生が台無しになった。このむしゃくしゃをぶつけてだけなんだよ。いいよな、浜崎。
話が通じねえんじゃ。お手上げだ。
Yeah, we've been getting this whole like B-side story of Hamazaki running from the Snake Flower Triad.
Hamazaki の行方が完全に消えたらしい。まあ、死んだんだろう。ジャカをいいようにこき使ってたからな。そんな折だ。 早速君たちが協力を申し出てくれて実に助かるよ。
こちらこそうちの浜崎が飛んだ集隊を改めて沖縄リゾート開発は私にお任せくれ。
The first time, you weren't here when I explained this earlier, Kiryukaze, but the first time that I played this game, like the original Yakuza 3, I played all the games really quickly, and I was doing like all the sub stories and everything. So there was lots of things that I forgot. I didn't really remember Mine very much. And so then when Dark Tides was announced, I was like, why? I was like, do people like Mine? And it wasn't until like today, seeing the way in OG3, the way that Mine acted, I was like, oh yeah, no. I see why they like Mine, and even here, like he's pretty badass. Like he's pretty cool. Um, I feel like it would have worked if OG Hamazaki was given similar scenes too, but OG 3 was made right around the same time as Ishin or Kenzin. Yes, yes, OG Hamazaki. They could have given him so much. And then they could have kept the model the same, the character model the same.
期待していいんですね。
ええ。浜崎がいかにぬるかったか、本物の極道のやり口ってのを近いうちにご覧に入れますよ。
There we go. We completed the plot. It's over. The plot's over. We won. Well, thank you very much for that playthrough. Thanks for being here. Okay. Well, if you're sleep deprived, Kiryu, I've got good news. You can go to sleep now. Because I'm ending stream. Tomorrow we're going to do chapter 10 and 11 and 12 because I want to finish it tomorrow. We're going to do it of both games. It'll be a longer stream, but I've got the... Oh, God. I got the VR headset coming and I want to start playing around with them. I think you just do Dark Ties whenever except the finale. I wasn't even planning on doing Dark Ties. I was like, I don't know. I was going to, but then, I don't know. There's a whole bunch of other stuff I want to get to. Which is also why I've decided I'm going to rush through the story a little bit here at the end. So yeah, I'm not planning on doing Dark Ties at all right now. That's fine too. Dark Ties is fun, but doesn't add enough of the people actually wanted from Mine. Yes, I did play the demo. And I played the Dark Ties part of the demo. And in the demo, it felt like Mine's combat was a lot more fun than either of Kiryu's fighting styles. Yes. But, yeah, I got a lot I want to do. I'd rather just look at what they changed from the OG. And the entire Mine saga in Dark Ties is completely different. I'll tell you that. That wasn't in the OG game. I already know. Oh, she's back to repentance. Oh, I need to refresh the page. That's what's going on here. They added nothing of Mine and Daigo, just a lot of Mine. Yeah, that was what I got from the demo. I was like, why is there so much Conda in here? Everybody was asking for more Conda. Everybody wasn't saying, hey, whoa, Len's been up for 5 hours? Let's go. We're raiding into Lies of P here. It's been a long time since I raided Len. I used to raid Len almost every single time. But he's a big Legend of Zelda fan. But yeah, no, probably like 7-8 months ago, every stream I'd raid him.
Oh, you're back here.
The whole interesting thing about Mine is his relationship with Daigo. Why is it so much Conda? Yeah, and that's exactly what the scene that we're about to go into that I kind of saw before I closed. That's kind of what it looks like the next chapter is going to be going into is Mine and Daigo's stuff. Like, oh, he's going to raid someone or something. I don't know. Let's raid into him. Bye.